Hello. From the end of the only bit of station road that's been open for a long time. Well, a year ago, possibly a little more. The old station road closed, and all that was left of it was this end where the taxis have been using as the taxi rank for now. And a group of cabbies just actually got out and came and had to look over it, and they were all speculating about how it was going to work. This is the fence that's fencing off the road at the moment. Now, you're not going to be able to get through the whole of Station Road tonight, but the other half of it is going to open, and that's what's behind this fence. Now, there appears to be a steamroller sitting on the part where I would have thought the cabbies were going to sort of turn round going forward. So hopefully that'll get out of the way before they open it, because I think after tonight, well, from 9 PM tonight, that's going to be the taxi rank over there. But also, glorious news for those of us who live that side of the station. The pavement will be open and we'll be able to walk down there instead of having to go all the way around the DLR station. Good news for us, not good news for everybody though. Pedestrian wise it's okay, but I'll show you the problem in a minute. Meanwhile, here's an example of another excited resident the other side of the station. Here's Edith. She can hardly contain her excitement, as you can see. So let's go for a walk. It's Lewisham DLR station. Well, actually the railway station really. We're above the DLR. And here come a load of pedestrians off trains. Crossing this silver crossing and heading down. Probably many of them to the bus stops. And this is where the bus stops. At 9 PM. I hope it's at 9 PM. So I didn't really want this Periscope to be this long. Any longer than it has to be. I mean, at 9 PM tonight, these bus stops will be closing. And not just a brief temporary closure, as I think was in the original plans, but actually a closure until the new road layout is in place next spring. So we could be looking at about 9 months without bus stops C and D. There's some of the last passengers catching their buses here tonight. And what's also changed from the original plans is that you won't be able to go opposite Glass Mill to get buses, which in fairness always looks a little optimistic, to have all the buses that serve these stops stopping in the tiny stretch of pavement outside Carpet, right? Instead, when these bus stops shut at 9 PM, everybody leaving the train and DLR stations will have to head over there to Europe's largest police station and catch their buses from the rather cramped stops H and J just off of this former triangle about, former roundabout, now interesting shape about. Ah, the sirens of Lewisham. Now let's have a look at the plan. Here we go. It says the 7th of August, but at New Lewisham have been tweeting for days now saying 9 PM tonight. So here I am. So I just walked from there down here, and I'm now here. And what's opening tonight is this new pedestrian route here, leading round to where I live, marvellously. But yeah, unfortunately this whole area of pavement that I just walked through will be closing shortly. And while we wait for that to happen, in 5 minutes, apparently, let's head over here, look at one of the highlights of the Lewisham Gateway site. Bus stop A. Of course that's a highlight. Incidentally, the sky's looking lovely this evening, as you can probably see. Yeah, bus stop A. This is the one that's had looked at the trouble trying to get the right routes onto it. It's still got the wrong name. It should be called Lewisham Station. And they've had to stick with 180 and 199 over some routes that don't even serve this stop and never have. And they couldn't even stretch to 2 sets of sticky numbers, because they've just handwritten it on this side, which is rather lovely. And this went viral the other day. Well, went viral, got a few retweets. City Mapper certainly enjoyed it. It is quite illustrative of the pretty appalling service that TfL have offered, to be honest, in Lewisham over the past year. Very little information about where to go for all these buses that have been moved around. So here we are at the other end of Station Road, the new Station Road. Now, just to be clear what a big bit of work it's been over the last year, the old Station Road went into that gate over there at the other end of this bus stop, roughly, and crossed over the River Ravensbourne that's up there, and ended up at the same place where I started this video, up by those taxis, by the station. They've demolished that road completely, demolished the bridge across the river, demolished it all, moved the confluence of the Quaggy and Ravensbourne, and built a new bridge, a new road much closer to the railway line. There's a train coming in on the Bexley Heath line there, heading towards London. And this tarmac has suddenly gone down in the last couple of days. So the road is beginning to look ready. It's not looking especially likely to have a 9 PM opening this way, although there are some workmen here now, so maybe it is. Not long now. Be interested to see where the taxis are expected to access it from, whether they're going to open up that ribbon And they'll have to drive in sort of sideways and up there, or whether they're going to take down this crash barrier. Familiar sight to anybody who's walked around anywhere in Lewisham for the last few months. And have the taxis come in straight from Lewisham Road, where I'm now standing. We shall see. Hopefully, very soon. I'm sure you can barely wait, as I can. £8.58 is it now? £8.59. £8.59. Well, I'm hoping that those workmen are standing there counting down the seconds to 9 o'clock, whereupon they will unleash the new station road upon Lewisham. However, it has to be said, if we pop over here, obviously the roads are very well, and those cabbies were certainly very interested in it. But what I'm really interested in is over here, and that's this pavement, which comes to a rather abrupt end at the moment, it has to be said. I assume that you'll be required to sort of sidle onto it from over there somewhere. But it'll be interesting to see what they do at 9 o'clock, which it now is, of course. So I've kept my side of the deal, not that there was a deal. I've filled 15 minutes. Some other keen passers-by, excited to be going on the new road there. Are they as excited as you, Edith? Nearly. Nearly? Yeah. Oh no, they've gone away. They're going to miss all the fun. Unfortunately, so have those workmen. So, well, this feels a lot like how Tim Donovan must have felt on the mayoral election count night in 2012. No, it was the European election. I thought it didn't seem that long ago. Yeah, the European election count in London in 2014, when Tim Donovan had to keep filling airtime because the count was taking so long. I think it was Tower Hamlets that were holding it up. And yeah, I seem to remember hearing a great deal from Tim about the progress of a scarf that the Green Party's agent was knitting or something like that. I don't have any such thrilling anecdotes for you. Edith hasn't even bought her crochet with it. As you can see, she is very excited about stuff. Nearly as excited as I am. I'll be honest, my excitement probably peaked at 9 o'clock. And it is now 9:02. So, going well. Maybe they're shutting the bus stops. Maybe that's where they've gone. I can see a bus at one at the moment though, so possibly not. still. In the absence of any progress here, or indeed any people working for Lewisham Gateway here, maybe we should go around and look at the bus stops again. Oh, information from Edith. Important breaking news.
One of the guys went in the doorway and the other one went off.
Ah, great. Thanks. That's useful. Our excitement correspondent Edith there. I wonder how long phone batteries last when you're Periscope. Probably longer than my enthusiasm for filming an unopened roadworthy. Well, the bus stops are still open. It was 9 PM BST, right? There's Glass Mill over there with its sound reactive art installation flashing away. Well, that was just too quiet maybe now. Here's one of potentially the last 136s to serve stock food. Oh, what do we have over here? Looks a lot like someone from TFL. Coming to shut a bus stop. I'm sure these people here will be pretty pleased about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have attention? These bus stops are about to be closed. These bus stops are about to be closed. There's public seeing them. They will be closing imminently. Please go to the Lewisham Police Station.
I don't know if my microphone picked that up. I did not know, but those instant response vehicles have a loud tannoy, and the bloke just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, these bus stops are about to be closed. There is publicity on them, and they're about to be closed. Please go to the police station stops." So off everyone goes. It's just like my bag, because I do have a bag literally made out of one of those. So I guess that's the last 21 to serve here as well. The instant response bloke was just telling that driver something about the bus stop. I guess maybe it's closed, go away, something like that. Didn't actually hear, if I'm honest. And here it is, the last bus to serve one of these stops. Assuming most drivers pay attention to these signs, of course. Looks like this one's a tricky one to get on. The stop letter's getting in the way. Everyone's going off to the police station to catch their buses instead. I feel a bit awkward filming this bloke for so long. Don't want to add to the pressure. Looks like quite a difficult job, that. Really doesn't want to go on. That letter D. Stopping it getting on. Man, I can't believe there's only 2 viewers at the moment. This is the gold. This is what people tune in for. To see bus stops being closed live. 2 viewers. I think he's given up. No, obviously he hasn't, because the ladder's there. It's not going to leave his ladder there, is it? Tempting to climb up the ladder and get a balloon shot. I think he's probably going to get a tool to adjust the D. Let's just pop round the corner. See if anything's happening around here. Excitement correspondent Edith. Is there any news from around the corner?
Don't get your hopes up.
Don't get me hopes up. Nothing's happened. Oh dear. Look at this poor lost bus. B4. Stopping. Changing its blinds actually. Don't think it's going to pick them up, but maybe it is. it, he's given up now. And we've got a longer bit of Velcro or something. So that's it for bus stop C and D. Gone. No longer in use. No more fetching buses straight outside the DLR until the finished layout early next year. C25 and P4, maybe the last buses here. So having been warned by Edith not to get my hopes up about what's around this corner.
Renegade P4.
Yeah. She just asked if I'd seen the Renegade P4. You probably heard, to be honest. I don't know how sensitive this microphone is, that's the trouble. Yeah. Yeah, the Renegade P4 picking up people in between the two closed bus stops. Now it's getting pretty dark. Clearly going to have to call this a day soon. Frankly, I'm a little disappointed if this road doesn't open soon. For a start, I've edited some glorious opening music for the new road for no purpose. Maybe I should have played a fanfare for the closure of bus stops. Doesn't quite seem as appropriate though. Not really a celebratory occasion. Well, how terribly disappointing. Just been shown a tweet from one of our councillors saying that they hope I don't get swept away by the crowds of people here to see the opening. Well, there was that one little boy earlier, he was pretty excited about it. It's not really a crowd though, is it? Edith is so excited, she's broken through the barriers, which you can barely see, to be honest, in this light. But yeah, she's not broken through the main barriers, I should clear up. Just stepped over a chain. There's still plenty of barriers behind her, unfortunately. It does look suspiciously like they're not opening this road tonight, as promised. Or indeed shutting the pavement, as promised. It looks like it might just be that one bloke climbing up a ladder and shutting some bus stops. Which it looks like buses are still stopping at regardless. All in all, this may be quite a non-event. Who would have seen that coming? So, I think in the absence of any people from Lewisham Gateway here, and the dying of the light at market time. Let's pop back round the corner and see the only thing of any interest that's happened this evening in this half an hour of glorious periscoping. And since it would be a terrible shame for the music I brought with me to go to waste, particularly as I charge my other phone, especially to play it off. I think we should mark the occasion of the closure of the bus stops with some possibly somewhat too excited music.
Ja, wahrscheinlich in den Tag. Ja,